right, sports fans, we are back for another episode of The Fan in the End. I'm your host, as always, Steven Rychel. A little bit different this week, as we're also going to be joined on The Fan in the End this week by Justin Fiorillio, filling in for Mr. Marvin Powell. Obviously, I want to shoot some love to Marvin. You know, we talk about it all the time on here, you know, dealing with family first. He's got, you know, some family medical stuff he's dealing with. So, you know, big love to Mrs. Powell, you know, beat that big C's butt, ring that bell, and you know, get healthy. You know, obviously, as we continue along this, Marvin will still be on air with us here when he can, but obviously taking care of his number one has to be his number one, and we're gonna obviously show him love and work with that. So wanted to make sure I get that out there. Obviously, Ben Troupe is always with me here on The Fan in the End. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about, and some not so great stuff to talk about as well. Obviously, you know, the sports world has been thrown on its heels, you know, the past week or so with the litany of passings away. First and foremost, Mashar Nealon's passing was absolutely tragic. You know, we talk about it all the time about you know, checking on one another, checking on our brothers, and you know, making sure they right. And, you know, this is one of those situations where, you know, I'm not going to address some of the rumors surrounding it. Obviously, he was in a vehicle accident and, you know, took his own life after the fact. And it's just surprising to see something like that when you have a guy, you know, who's just drafted, you know, he's in year 2 of his NFL career, going through some stuff like that. And we talk about men's mental health on here a lot. So first and foremost, obviously, you know, love to the Nealon family, love to our hated rivals, the Dallas Cowboys, because we don't want to see this, man. You don't ever want to see anything like this. And then moving on along, you know, at least for me, this is, you know, Paul Tagliabue was one of the mainstays in the front office of the big NFL. Hearing his passing was definitely shocking, tragic, obviously. And then last but not least on this list, I absolutely have to bring this one up, especially, you know, we got Ben on Lenny Wilkens' passing. He was, you know, more than a better, you know, NBA head coach for a long time. And, you know, Lenny Wilkens' passing's another head scratcher, another thing. 2025 is definitely taking too many people from us already this year. So
agreed, man. Agreed.
I want to start this one off on Justin, because I know Ben's going to have a couple things about to say about the 3 men that we lost today, or lost in the last week or so. So Justin, kick this one off, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I echo everything you said, Steve, and appreciate you and Ben having me on the show again. It's awful. I mean, it's terrible. You never want to see that happen. I don't care about the situation. I don't care about the car chase. I don't care about any of that. A man lost his life. You know, a family lost somebody in their family. I mean, it's bigger than that. And I was actually at an event with Brian Westbrook and Dr. J last month, getting media content at a men's mental health event, sponsored by Penn Medicine. And I had the chance to actually up close and personal watch Brian Westbrook and Dr. J talk about the importance of men's mental health. And Brian Westbrook shared some stories from his days with the Eagles, how there was a guy in the training office there, how he just neglected. He didn't know who he was. He thought he was this like short little weird guy in the corner. They never talked to him. And he found out one day, somebody said, that's a mental health counselor. You should talk to him. And he ended up talking to him one day, and he became best friends with him. He told all the other players that, you know, some who did see him before, some who haven't seen him, to go talk to him, and just to spread that message of men's mental health, and mental health in general, how important it is. So it's terrible. You know, the commissioner that passed away, he was a little bit before my time, but I definitely knew who he was. And you look at any of those old NFL films, clips and stuff, and you always see him involved there, and it was terrible. And I heard, from what I know, he was a pretty darn good commissioner. So it's a shame, and it's just a shame all around. Life is precious, life is short, and don't take it for granted.
Absolutely. Ben, your thoughts on the 3 big passings that we've had over the past week or so?
It's rough, man. It's rough. It's rough for a lot of reasons. The first reason is, you know, as much as we love sports, man, sometimes we lose sight of the fact that that's a person out there, because we make everything about what they're doing on the field, on the court. And when this happens, it makes you go, hey man, maybe we can love the game, but love the people playing the game more. Like go, and yet we didn't know Marshawn. You know, we never know him individually. But the biggest head scratch is going to be the people he left behind: his girlfriend, his baby, you know, his parents, his siblings, because no one can look back and say they knew. There is no look to it. There is no. Now, if you're a mental health professional, you go, yeah, I can see the signs. But we're talking about football players to where ego and pride is what we do. You're talking about alpha males. Can't show no weakness, can't show no emotion. And it's almost like being a man and being a football player, they collide with each other. Because the world tells men don't cry, men don't. Yeah, men do. Look at a man when he got a baby. Just look at what happens to him. All that, I can't do this goes away, especially if he got a little girl. He's sitting right there. You know, your lady walking the house, y'all having a tea party. You got your makeup on, and because that's what you're supposed to do. I think with Marshawn, the NFL has to do a better job of not just using sexy words like mental health. It has to do mental health screenings on them in college. Do another mental health screening when they get drafted. Do a neurocognitive exam on their head before they get a concussion. What are you evaluating me with? If I did. Because usually you go see a doctor, they'll say, looking at your old test, comparing it to this test. Well, and I'm not blaming the league. Let me say this. I'm not blaming the NFL, but you make way too much money and just make it mandatory. I mean, you do mental health screenings twice a year. What? Yep. Off season, during the season. Why? Because we got to check up on you. And if it's 32 teams, you should have 32 mental health counselors. That's not hard. There goes somebody that worked for us. That's all they do. They ain't doing X and O's. They might not even understand football. But go do that. And you know the first thing I'm going to do, I guarantee the Ursay, I guarantee Ms. Ursay will do it with the coach. I guarantee she'll do it. And then it'll trickle down. Paul Tagliabue was the commissioner when I got drafted. And Paul Tagliabue to me was well loved because he stayed out the way. Now, it wasn't no social media like it is now, you know, with Roger Goodell, but innovator, a guy that understood that while I work for the owners, I respect the players. I respect them. And I know that's hard. That's a balancing act, but he did. And Paul Tagliabue to me, I just remember, you know, real stoic, come up to it with the first overall pick. And he didn't, it wasn't no, you know, just real stoic. I'm going to give me the name, make sure I can say it, you know. And he's going to be missed as 84 years old, man. It's a long time. Lived a long time and did and was an innovator when it comes to the game. As far as like Lenny Wilkens go, man, what can't you say about Lenny Wilkens? Great player, great coach, won a championship with the Supersonics. I think he was the head coach of the 1996 Olympic team. And Lenny Wilkens just seems like to be the type of guy that you know how like a person can make you feel like you know him, but you never met him. That's what Lenny Wilkens was like. Like I ain't never met him, but that's what sports does. We talk about coaches like we know them, and lived a long time as well. You know, whenever you living in your 70s and your 80s, I mean, you say, well, it was 1937, dude. Like he saw the world fully change in his lifetime. Forget sports, like dude. I remember when it was this. I remember when people were literally getting off a horse in the carriage. That's how you rode around. Like you know what I'm saying? Like now you got these cars and cell phones and smartphones, social media, but as far as like Marshawn goes, as former players, current players, future players, man, we got to talk to each other, man, and we got to get past this. Men don't do that. Yeah, they do. Every time a player dies, I want you to look at how many former players say, "Go love you, go hug your loved ones, go tell them you love them." Don't let that be the norm. There is nothing. I know men that have little boys, you know, that kiss on them like they're a little girl. And when you don't, I mean, that's my kid. I want my kid to know I love him to death. Yeah. Right. And I think that's the thing. We gotta, you know how like if a man saw a man putting his hands on a woman, you're gonna step in. You're gonna say, hey, dude, what you doing? Right? We gotta do that with each other. Yeah, hey, Steve, right? Hey, Justin, listen to me. Listen. Hey man, whatever you're dealing with, I don't know what you're dealing with. You go up to somebody and say, hey man, look, it's gonna be all right. Whatever.
Now I'm gonna add something to this. I forgot to put in the topic list, and I just figured we would attach this to it because of the what's surrounding. Obviously, it came out yesterday. Jair Alexander just being traded to Philadelphia a week ago was kept off the team plane. We were initially being told that wanted to make sure his knees fully ready to go, et cetera, et cetera. Then literally, I think it was yesterday afternoon, it was announced that he's also having some mental health stuff, so he's stepping away from the game in general right now. Now this isn't no stranger to any Eagles fan, as a few years ago, Lane Johnson stepped away for I think 3 or 4 weeks. He was having some stuff that he was dealing with, and is one of the main reasons why Lane's a big advocate for men's mental health. Football aside, am I upset that we're not going to have Jair Alexander? Absolutely. But we as we were just talking about, the human aspect comes before the sports aspect of it. If it's a mental thing, is it a physical thing? Is it a mental thing because of the physical thing? Whatever it is, let him get his head straight. Let him get his body right. And when the time's right, we'll address where's he going to be? Where's he not going to be? Is he going to stay retired? Because obviously, if he doesn't play, everyone's asking, do we get our pick back? Well, more than likely, if he never takes a snap and it was along those lines, he retires, that more than likely the trade would revert and everyone would get their picks back. That's irrelevant to what's going on. Listen, let Jair get himself right. He even said, he felt that physically he was in a better spot now than he has been in the last few years. We'll find out about is it the physical thing or it's the mental thing. Regardless of the fact that, take time for yourself. Family comes first. We, all these things that we say. Mental health awareness should be for everybody, not just everyday Joes. Your superstar athletes all go through it. We've been talking about stuff that AJ Brown's dealt with before he's got here. The things that has made him into the man that he is today. Why he openly speaks about it. I'm sure everyone's seen the jacket that he wore. I'm not sure if it was a few weeks ago or last month or whatever it was. Check on your teammates. All these guys, like, we're human beings at the end of the day. We may not always deal with things the way we want to. Sometimes we hide things better than most. But sometimes you do need somebody to kind of lean on to talk to, whatever. As we talk about, as Ben was just sitting there saying, that the league should have someone hired in every 32 team franchises inside of that facility. There should be somebody for mental health to talk to, not just for the players, but everyone that's involved with the team and the organization. Period. Regardless if we're talking about the athlete, if we're talking about the physical trainer, the ball boy, the water girl, whoever, you all should have access to that.
Yeah. And I think they should have access to it post, when they retire, because a lot of times that is when the most, and maybe Ben, you could speak on this the most. Your part of your identity is gone, like, because you're a football player your whole life, and I mean, it doesn't define who you are, but it's a big part of your life, and it's like there's a little bit of searching for, like, I'm sure that can cause some mental health issues as well if you let it. So. I think they should provide services for players, like organizations do out in the workplace, where you can get those benefits post playing.
They do, but I will say this too. Like, mental health doesn't stop. Jair Alexander is the best of the best. The best players in the world, the greatest to ever do it, played on Sundays, right? Mm-hmm. The second best to ever do it played on Saturdays, right? We gained our love for the game on Friday nights, in high school. I have a nonprofit called the Uncommon Recruiter, where it's a enrichment, intrusive mentor program. Focus on the words intrusive, all in their business, and enriching them. We got some boys in my program they got a playoff game on Friday, and I told them yesterday, Friday might be your last time playing football, and the looks on their faces, it's crazy, right? It's one of those things where it's a reality, just don't say it out loud. Yeah. I know that's in there. That's what mental health is. You got to say it out loud. You got to say it to somebody, because I don't know that Steve went through. I don't know if Justin went through something. And then I said aloud, and Justin and Steven said, "You're gonna be all right." And you give me a look like, dude, listen to me. I can't tell you what you're dealing with. I'm telling you, you're gonna be all right. I'm telling you, on the other side of this is the rest of your football is a great thing to be a part of. It's a part of your life, man. It's not your whole life. And when you know how much better of a player Lane Johnson is when he got his mind right. I'm playing out here when my mind ain't right. When my mind is clear, and somebody say, Lane, you're gonna be good. Jair, you're gonna be good. Like for real? Yeah, because
as our resident Lions fan letting us know that the Lions got ahead of these issues in 2022 by hiring.
I'm trying to say it, but you see the correlation of doing it in 2022. Dan Campbell, former player, understanding. Look at the team. Mm-hmm. Look when Dan Campbell comes to there and say, "Hey man, I go to him." What? Me? I go see him. Why? Because I'm the head coach of the Lions. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, they got Dan Campbell looking like contest in the city. They got guys. They right. Maybe do I look like So let me say this: mental health is a real thing, not just in sports, but in life. We have to take care of each other. Sometimes it's saying, "Hey, Steven, man, if you need a Wednesday afternoon to yourself, take it." Why? Because if you don't know how to take it for yourself, let me give you permission, even though you don't need it. Justin, you don't need it by permission, but we are more advocates for each other than we know. You see what I'm saying? And we don't utilize, as my dad said, I always ask my pops, what's my superpower? That it's only one you, and your voice needs to be heard, man. Use it. So use not superpower saying, Jair, we salute you, brother. Whatever, however much time you need, because football going in, either you gonna walk away or it's gonna retire you. There is no in between. Mm-hmm. So when you get your mind right and you come back, he was like, "Hey, dude, I'm ready." What you mean? Just you got Quinn, you got I mean, you got this lockdown youngin on one side that can't nobody get open on. Now you got Jair on the other side. That's cheating. It ain't cheating. That's cheating to me. That's like, dude,
we still cheating because I still think we are, man. You know, they just because of Jair stepping away, Ja'Cory Bennett was moved up to the 53-man roster. Obviously, he was dealing with a pec issue. We traded for him earlier in the season. I think we'll be all right. As much as I would have loved to see how that would have played out, having them two, you would have had yourself, a soon-to-be, first time All-Pro, and then on the other side, you already have a proven, All-Pro cornerback. It would have been nice, but again, take care of you first, Justin. Before we switch off from this, your thoughts on Jair Alexander taking some time off?
I mean, yeah, take as much time as you need. Mental health comes first. I wish him the best. I think, like you mentioned, we have Michael Bennett moved up. You have not Michael Bennett, Michael Carter. We have Michael Carter now. We have some, you have Quignon, you have Coop. I think we'll be fine at that position. I agree with you, Steve. It would have been nice to see him play. And look, I'm not like ruling this all like it's over with. Like I think he's just dealing with some stuff right now, and I wish him the best. So I think obviously, and as we know, is prevalent. It's at the top of everybody's mind right now. Mental health is the most important thing. So take as much time as you need. Yeah. And the team will be ready for him. Welcome him back when we're ready.
No better team equipped to handle these situations than a Philadelphia Eagle, because what Howard Roseman does, he keeps pressure on the current players by bringing in players like Jalen Phillips, like Michael Carter, like Jair, but guys on the team can say, "Hey, man, I believe in you, but you see what's waiting if you don't. You see what's waiting." And so I think when teams are equipped to say, he goes upstairs and says, "Hey, Howie, I got to step away, man. Take your time, man." I guarantee you he wasn't expecting to hear that. He was saying, "Man, take it." Why? Because I don't build a team around one dude.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You see, I can't do that. But if you want to be a part of this, man, we'll be here when you get back, man. Same address gonna be the same colors. We'll because when he comes back, and sometimes, man, that's how your teammates get to know you. And man, what type of dude are you, man? I got to take care of. Listen, if my mind ain't right, I ain't right. I don't care who you are. Yep. You see what I'm saying? So I respect it, but once again, the Eagles are proving
And anyone who's tuning in, obviously, Jeremy put it out there.
And the thing is too,
that's suicide awareness.
He probably that because no one's really talking about why the Baltimore Ravens was willing to trade him away. No one's really getting into why did he want to do this in Baltimore and maybe couldn't. He probably told Howard, "Hey man, if I get traded, man, there's some stuff I need to talk to you about." Oh man, you good? And that's a respect level too. So shout out to Jair, man. He won't. I hope Jair ain't gonna Lane. And guess who's gonna welcome him back first? It's gonna be Lane. If he ain't already called him.
We'll get into Lane Johnson as we get into this game. But before we get into last week's game, I got to address something. It's one of the topics of the day here on the Fan in the End. We got to be talking about Brian Daboll. Obviously, there was rumors I heard that they were going to get rid of him after the Denver game. But, I got to ask you something. I'm going to start off with Ben on this one, right? Me and you, we talked at nauseum about that Giants GM, Joe Schoen, right? Cannot tell me at this point in time that Brian Daboll is absolutely scapegoated by Joe's absolute failures. He had a chance to draft Jaden Daniels last year. He didn't like him. Obviously, we address some of the issues that Jaden's had this season, but me personally, you can't tell me that Brian is now the scapegoat for Joe Schoen's failures. What letting Saquon Barkley walk, and then paying Darius Slayton almost the same exact contract that the Eagles gave to Saquon Barkley. You gave the contract to Daniel Jones. He didn't work out there. You sent him to Minnesota. He's absolutely destroying it in Indiana, as we've already coined him on here as Indiana Jones up there. Leave Daniel alone. He's killing it right now. He's 8-2 while you guys are 2-8. You can't tell me this guy that was the head coach of the year in 2022 that this is all on him. I think that they could be doing better defensively. Yeah. I think they have a great front. They got some good pass rushers. They got some good linebackers. I think they could use some help on the back end. I've said that multiple times over the past few years. They don't have anyone in the back end. And wait, where did Jair Alexander come from again? Can anyone remind me? Oh, New York, right? Like, come on. You cannot tell me this is Brian Daboll's fault. The reason why the New York Giants are so bad. The reason why they're so bad is they have no culture in their front office. Is a joke. It's a running joke. Didn't Joe take one of his draft picks because his son told him to take him?
Yep.
Like, come on.
On camera, he did that. He did it on camera.
Well, so stop playing with me.
Well, I would always say this. You want to look at a good organization? Starts from the top. You want to look at a bad organization? It starts from the top. This is on John Mara. This is on the owner. You know why?
It's on all
you picked Joe, didn't you? You hired Joe. So Joe picked Brian. Brian's the problem. Okay. So if the GM's job, this is the same GM that was on Hard Knocks. So the Giants are on Hard Knocks, and Joe was like, I think we're gonna let Saquon walk. And I'm like, you gonna do that on camera? Yeah, I'm gonna call him. and did you hear the silence? Did you hear this when he said, sorry, Saquon, we're gonna let you go? That little 2-3 second silence, that's him saying, how somebody call you and say something, you do the phone like this?
Yeah.
That's what he did. He like, what? Because look, it happens. It happens. John Mara is not a good owner. He's not.
If you're gonna fire one, they should have fired both. To sit there and say that he has to be a part of the next hiring process.
I don't get it. I don't get that part. I don't get when owners try to justify a bad decision by keeping one of two. If I'm the manager and I hire somebody and they mess up the whole business, they're gonna get rid of. I'm the one who hired this person. I'm the one who signed off. The Giants organization is not good. I don't want to hear what Eli did. Eli was there for 18 years and he won 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. We was in the same draft class. I respect Eli. right? Does anybody think Eli Manning become a Hall of Famer if his last name isn't Manning? Win 2 Super Bowls. 0%. Probably in the Hall of Famer now, but he's gonna get in with the last name and the equity. The thing about the Giants is, not only did you let Saquon go, Daniel Jones told you, I want to go. I want out. And look at what he's doing. Is that an indictment? Yep, Saquon is an indictment because you don't let your best player that you've had in the last 20 years go. Nothing against you, Eli. Your franchise quarterback who you kept, because what they going to get Jaden Daniels? Didn't want to do it. What they going to get Caleb Williams? Didn't want to do it. Had him in the building. No, I'm a bank on Daniel. Daniel said, I want to go. Daniel Jones went upstairs and said, what's up, Daniel? Man, how we looking this week? I don't know how y'all looking, but I'm about to go. I want out. And they let him out of the contract. The Brian Daboll situation is so confusing for this reason. Usually when you bring the rookie in, that keeps you your job, at least for a year. Nope. The worst situation can happen. The rookie gets a concussion, and you got to bring in Russ. Russell Wilson.
No, it's not Russ. No, it's not. They announced it. It's not Russ. It's going to be Jameis Winston next week.
Well, here's the thing. You know why it's going to be Jameis Winston this week? Because they saw Russ last week, and they saying Russ. Russell Wilson, since he left Seattle, Denver didn't work. Look, Denver didn't work. Look at what Denver's doing. Pittsburgh didn't work. Look at what Pittsburgh is doing. Right, and now he comes over. I like chaos, especially when it comes to these front offices, because people think billionaires are the smartest people because they got billions of dollars. That's not true. That don't make you the smartest. I mean, you know how to make the most money. But number two is Brian Daboll became the head coach of the Giants. Did anybody think that Brian Daboll was going to be good in the NFL? Based off of what? Like, I don't get these hires sometimes, right? And when they don't work, people go, well, Ben, I thought he had to. They said he was coach of the year. He was coach of the year. Coach of the year for what? Because he took a bad team and they made it to the playoffs? Yep. That's coach of the year. Coach of the year can't be an outlier year. It's got to be. I don't want to Kevin Stefanski. When Kevin Stefanski took the Browns to the playoffs, that's coach of the year. That's the Browns. But I'm not surprised. Bad teams have bad ownership. They have bad coaches or no culture. They make bad decisions in real time. You know how I know? The Miami Dolphins got rid of their GM with the same players, and they beat Buffalo. They beat them. Think about it. With no Jalen Phillips, with no Jalen Ramsey, right? I mean, with no Cheetah. And they out there going, wait a minute, the Bills supposed to be the good team, right? Yeah. Well, I don't know what's going on.
I don't disagree with that one, Jeremy. Russ is a former Super Bowl winner and has officially played his way out of a Hall of Fame. The last 4 to 5 years, absolutely. I can't disagree with you. I can't.
Well, here's the thing about Russ. Let me tell you what Russ didn't understand. Michael Jordan played for the Wizards. Now, people ain't going to talk about that, but he did play for the Wizards. We're going to remember you for all of it, right? It's like, if you were a decent player, people only gonna remember your good moments unless you play for Philly. Because Philly will tell you, man, you was a good player. Remember that one time? Philly gonna let you know. Remember that one game you had? Like I said, LaShawn McCoy just got inducted into the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame, I think last year or something like that. When I think of Philadelphia Eagles running backs, even though LaShawn got the most yards, I think Brian Westbrook. I'm not saying LaShawn wasn't him. Brian Westbrook was him too. Deuce Staley was him too. Right? You have some good players. What I'm saying about this situation with the Giants right now, when the last time they had a good player? His name was Saquon. He played for the Eagles, right? Yep. Because that's what you do. You take a future Hall of Famer and you let him walk. Man, they're supposed to let go their whole they're supposed to let go their whole front office. If I'm they ain't got no assistant owners, but if I'm a part of this front office in the Giants last year, and they say, and Joe say, man, we think about letting Saquon go. I said, is this a joke? Like, you really gonna, for who? No, we just gonna let him walk. You don't think he's what? I don't think he's that good. You let go of 2,000 yard rush. 2,000 yards? And people say he didn't have a good season this season. He rushed for 2,000. Man, the Giants are going to be bad for a long time because John Mara doesn't know how to make good decisions when it comes to GMs, and the GM don't know how to make a good head coach decision. And you got Kayvon Thibodeau, you got Brian Burns, you got Dexter Lawrence, you got Abdul Carter, and you losing. You see that kind of D-line? The last time they had a D-line like that, they went to Super Bowl. With Eli. Mario Manningham and those guys were players, but they weren't. So Brian Daboll is probably going, thank you. He probably called Daniel Jones like, man, I should have did that. I should have. Yeah, I told you it's crazy. Your life going to improve drastically.
What about you, Justin? What do you feel that that's right? Brian Daboll is basically being scapegoated for.
I would for the most part agree with that statement. I think the Giants a couple years ago, we forget they won a road playoff game when they had Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. They won a playoff game in the NFL, and now look at them. I mean, so I think I don't think Brian Daboll was the world's worst coach. I don't think that at all. I think he was decent, but I don't think he was it for them. I don't think he was going to get them over the hump. I don't think he was going to get them like to where they need to be. Now they got the most important thing in the NFL right now. They have a quarterback. They have a young quarterback. So whoever they bring in next has to be in tune with Jackson Dart, and they have to be on the same page. But is he a scapegoat? Scapegoat? I guess kind of. Yeah, I guess so, because that chain is just awful. I mean, he's made some of the most bonehead decisions you could possibly make. I mean, look at the Colts right now. Look at Saquon last year. I mean, yeah. Unless that turns around like that for them, it's not a good track record.
Yeah, and here's the funniest thing. We like to make fun and tease our opponents. These last, I'm going to pull up two graphics for you, and these are where the New York Giants fan base is going with this with this move. The first candidate they want to bring in John Gruden. Are y'all silly? Do y'all not what's going on in real life right now?
Check his emails first.
He's not a head coach right now in the NFL because he's in the middle of a lawsuit that is going to be public in the courts at some point in time in the next few months. That's why John Gruden is not a head coach right now in the NFL. John Gruden is not a realistic option for any team right now.
Yeah.
And then this one, they're going to go, well, let's bring Belichick back in the Brian Daboll. Are you guys kidding me? Now, I get it. I really get it. You guys want to go after these names. Me, Ben, and Marvin gave y'all a blueprint last week on who your coach should be moving forward. Then that's Antonio Pierce. He has skin in the game as far as being a New York Giant. He played on some of those defense we were just talking about.
Yep.
John Gruden and and that guy down in North Carolina isn't coming back to the NFL.
Yeah, they might as well go hire Vince Lombardi at this point.
I'm about to say, go hire Vince Lombardi, right? Jr. What the?
Don Shula, whoever you want to go get.
These aren't. The crazy part about these are real conversations being had. They're literally in rooms. It's like we come in off of lunch and we sitting there. Listen, me, Steve, Justin, we just sitting in the back. What you guys doing here? We just quality control. We are common sense coordinators. We sit in the corner and make sure that this conversation is common sense driven. They go ahead. I want to get John Gruden, the guy that worked for Barstools. What the? You want to get a guy that works for Barstool. You know why John Gruden like working for Barstools? Because he got all these stories. And they can't validate or invalidate. They're like, good job, coach. Bill Belichick has a 24-year-old fiance. He doesn't care about football. He just doesn't. You know how many guys say, man, I want to be like Bill. They ain't talking about football. And all I'm saying is, the problem with some of these owners is they think that good can become good again. It cannot. John Gruden went to the Super Bowl in 2002. You know why? Because he played against the team that he came from. He went against Rich Gannon and Jerry Rice, right? I played with John Gruden in 2008, his last year with the Bucs. This is what John Gruden did. We were 9-3. I wasn't on the team at the time. I got sent to the Raiders after the second game. But John Gruden and company was 9-3 going into December. They needed to win one game to make the playoffs. They went 9-7. They went 0-4 in December. And you know the team they lost to week 16? The Raiders. You lost to the Raiders. Michael Bush just ran for like 200-something yards. Exactly. Then he goes to the Raiders.
Exactly.
What is he?
Jeremy, John is an amazing analyst, and he's being paid by Barstool.
Yes, he is.
He don't care about any head coaching job right now.
Number one,
he's enjoying getting all these gifts from all these college teams and pros. All he's doing is it's Christmas every day for him, opening a new box, rocking a new thing. Of course, he loves all these. He's a quarterback guy. But guess what? He is not available for anyone in the NFL to call an NFL head coach. He's not interested.
He's suing the league. He's suing the NFL. So let me get this straight. John Madden, you are willing to get sued by John Gruden, and then hire him. How do you explain that? How does John Gruden, who has 2002, a bunch of sound bites from the NFL, man? I'm talking about from the Green Bay Packers, a bunch of sound bites. But what are we doing? When we here we are on the Fan in the End. We try our best to have fun on here, and we hear, how old is Bill Belichick? He's 73. What the? A 73-year-old is getting shopped around to be Then John Gruden, I think he's in like his 50s or whatever he is, 60. I don't know.
Yep.
Do what? Like when people say he want to coach again, I go, all right, cool. Isn't John Gruden's kid? Isn't he the strength coach for the Raiders? Yep. Is that him?
Yep.
You see that look of the guy? He walk around with the look on his face, like the little kid mean mug. Look, I respect John Gruden. I respect Bill Belichick. I'm not mad at them. He's at home chilling. John Gruden's at home breaking down football. For what? Like he's just doing it. His wife's like, "What you doing, John?"
He loves
I gotta break down why he's too banana, but I'm about to do a boot off of it. Why? Because I am. I am not mad at John Gruden. I'm not mad at Bill Belichick. John Mara, I'm gonna keep saying this. Just because you're an NFL owner doesn't make you smarter than everybody else, and just because you're an NFL owner doesn't make you know how to make good decisions. Because if the best you got is Bill Belichick and John Gruden, I'm like this. And once again, we are common sense coordinators. We in the corner. We go, excuse me. Is this a serious conversation y'all having in here? They go, yeah. Oh, y'all finna get fined. This is a serious conversation? Yeah. So y'all let go of Saquon. Daniel Jones walks. Brian Daboll is a problem. You still got the guy in here, Joe, that hired him. John Mara is still the owner, and you want to replace him with Bill Belichick and John Gruden to do? Because why? Because they asked Jackson Dart, hey, man, how was it like getting interviewed by John Gruden? It was crazy, dude. Like, he was in there making me laugh. Just like you see him on TV or whatever. This is a comedy. There's a show coming out called The Giants. And we just going, I don't know. I like I said, and this is coming from a Falcons fan who I'm in no position to talk about nobody's team, and a Titans and a guy that root for the Titans. So I'm really in no position to be criticizing anybody. But it's like this, as my grandma would say, sweetie, you don't call nobody ugly, but you know unattractive when you see it. You know unattractive. Call nobody ugly. I ain't in no. But listen, as a common sense person, I know stupidity when I can hear it. And Steven and Justin, when we read this, I go, do you know somebody had to report this? Somebody who went to journalism school got to go and say, they looking at Bill Belichick? Yeah, man, because back when they only had VHS, it was him and Nick Saban and Bill Parcells. I said they also had Lawrence Taylor. Look. If you are, listen, Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence and Abdul Carter, you guys, I'm sorry that y'all got to deal with this. I'm sorry that y'all have to answer questions like, I mean, I heard you guys may be looking at Bill Belichick. They say the guy that used to coach for New England, yeah, he's like my grandfather's age.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the biggest names, biggest thing for clicks. I mean, it's a pipe dream. It's a pipe dream, man. I mean, really, Bill Belichick.
It's laughable. Justin,
it is.
You see, listen, you are real. You root for the Eagles. You understand what good decisions look like. You know, Howie Roseman.
Well, we had Chip Kelly. I don't know about that.
Huh?
But yeah, we had Chip Kelly for a minute. But for the most part,
no. Chip, listen. You ain't gonna hit on everything. Chip.
Yeah.
and Chip Kelly's still in the NFL. He's with the Raiders.
Yeah. You still has a job.
You see the correlation? I can't coach when I'm a head coach with the Eagles. I go to UCLA and I got my team doing calisthenics and you're looking stupid. Now I'm over here with the Raiders. You know why? How old is this? How old is the guy that hired him? 73, 74.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we're going to have some fun here with this one. Now, Ben, remember earlier in the year, Bryce Harper's comments to Rob Manfred, right? Right. So
yeah.
there's another layer to this. So apparently, one of the executives to the commissioner basically said, "Don't ever disrespect him again like that publicly." That's how people end up in ditches.
Who the heck?
So hold up.
I want to know who is stupid enough to say this out loud and publicly. Because if something does happen to Bryce Harper along them lines, y'all go into jail.
Well, first off, I saw Bryce Harper. He went to Skinny Joey's recently, so he might have mob connections. He might be good.
Number one.
He was with Snuff and Skinny Joey down there, so I think he's good.
I mean, whoa. Let me just make this public service announcement to everybody that can hear. When people start making these type of threats to you, come see me then. Don't tell me where people end up. You talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, come see me. Because
this is my life. You better, yeah.
Because this is what I don't like. So you telling me you gonna put me in a ditch? Are you talking about you? Or are you talking about you gonna say something? I think, and I'm not. I think Bryce Harper got enough brains and just enough change to be able to get at you if he really wanted to. Bryce Harper ain't no gangster, and you ain't either. Bryce Harper ain't no mobster, and you ain't either. But he do play for the Philadelphia Phillies now. You know some people that he don't know. He knows some people that know some people. But I don't like.
Here's the other side. Like, you think Big Dom gonna let anything happen to Bryce Harper?
Number one, I don't like when public figures. I don't like when me as a public figure or celebrity or a professional athlete, I can't respond the way I really want to respond. Listen, just throw away all that stuff first. We men, right? Wait a minute. Like, if you walking with your lady and somebody say, "Hey man, how you doing, man?" Oh, you like, you don't see me standing here next to that dude? Oh, my bad. It is your bad. Like, we don't do that. Yeah. What does somebody end up in a ditch? Who are you talking to? Man, see, this is the part I don't like. People get to saying stuff. Here's the thing, though. I know how you look. Jay-Z got a song, and in the song he says, "Hey man, y'all want me to basically he's saying y'all want me to be friends with people that want to do something with me, as if to say I don't got money. I know where you live." Jay-Z let you know, I know where you at too. And Bryce Harper is a punching bag for people sometimes. The commissioner, man, Rob, who is Rob? Man,
it's not even Rob Manfred. It's one of his, like his little cronies that
That's how you end up in a ditch. So you need
to like, is somebody going to go out there and actually commit murder now, like against Bryce Harper? Yeah. Like, come on, man, that's ridiculous.
I don't know what being in the ditch is, but you can get knocked the hell out in real life. That can really happen to you.
Yeah.
Because number one, take Bryce out of it. Bryce got family members. Okay. What did they say to Bryce? Our family members are way crazier than we are. They don't care. They gonna be my brother. Listen, my brother's a former Marine. My daddy was in the Army. We ain't wrapped that tight in the Troupe family. If my brother heard, did somebody say they're going to put you in a ditch? Yeah, let's go to where you at right now. Let's go see. Because you taking something that was about sport and now you trying to threaten my life. Especially in today's climate, you got to take what people say very seriously. Ain't no, oh man, he ain't finna do that. Yeah, dude, but really? I mean, Philadelphia ain't the easiest place to just ask AJ Brown. The only reason why they were like, dude, whose car is this? This is AJ Brown. How you know? They got AJ Brown in the car. Oh shoot, we stole the wrong one. We gotta take it back. They
stole his car, man. That was crazy.
That is not an indictment on Philadelphia.
Not once, but twice.
Listen. The basically they telling AJ, yo, stop parking your car over here.
Yeah.
Go get the car that you drove to the game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, man. That was wild, dude.
Man, I ain't with that. Justin, Steven, I don't know. I ain't with that, man. I'm not with threatening people. Because, number one, we don't really know how a player is mentally away from the game. Like we know he's a good player or she's a good player. That's how you end up in a ditch. Who the hell you?
Yeah.
What?
All because they're mad. Like,
if you Bryce, what are you supposed to say? I hope I don't end up in a ditch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, Bryce, listen. I'm not the biggest Bryce Harper fan because he plays for the Phillies and he talks a lot of trash, but I respect his game. I respect Bryce Harper. The fact that the owner of your team is saying you ain't an all-star no more, that's what kind of what's wrong with these owners? Like Bryce Harper, even at his not best, is still better than most players. Most of them. But because he wasn't, I don't know, an MVP candidate, he done fell all the way off. And now because Rob Manfred fake cronies, he gonna end up in a ditch. Man, what the hell's going on? Rob Manfred better say something. He better come out. If you don't like what I said to you, don't come back to Philadelphia. Don't come to our dugout. What you in our dugout for? I didn't come looking for you, Rob. You came looking for me thinking it was gonna be a photo op. It's not. I'm not taking no photos with you. You are the worst commissioner in commissioner history because you do nothing. What does Rob Manfred do?
Nothing.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, talk about a person that just get paid to do nothing. Like, and when he does, he's the groundhog. He comes out once a year, and if we catch him, it's going to be cold for another 6 months or whatever. I don't know what he does.
Yeah. At least I see Roger Goodell at draft time come out on TV and announce the picks and stuff. I don't.
Roger Goodell gonna get booed. He's gonna get booed like no other. I mean, and he loves
maybe
it.
Manfred does that, but I don't really. The point is, he doesn't really do nothing. I mean, he's kind of he listens to all the other people, the owners, the player. I mean, he's a puppet kind of.
If he showed up to a game and somebody said, "Ladies and gentlemen, the commissioner of the MLB, Rob," who the hell is that?
One thing's for sure: if they ever do that in Philadelphia, he's gonna get beamed with beer and hot dogs.
Wow, interesting choice. But yes,
the sad part is it's technically not on Rob Manfred. It's on this little crony.
Right.
I think it's Adam Welsh or something who reported this. Basically said like this is one of Rob's like his executives to the commissioner said that comments like this of when he basically Bryce told him to get the bleep out of his freaking clubhouse. That's how people wind up in dish. That is the softest thing ever. Y'all professionals, you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to promote a game. A game. Like, stop playing with me. Like, this is
that's how he ends up in a. I mean, I'm like, so if you're a Bryce Harper, if you're any player, you're saying, yeah, man, I mean, I shouldn't have said what I said to him. Like I looking back on it, I probably should have went about that differently. Like Rob Manfred is so well respected in this league. He does so much for this league. I shouldn't have said no. F that. Rob Manfred came over here thinking that it's sweet over here. It's not sweet over here talking about a salary cap.
You can't come after our athletes. Only we
if you
can
want
go
to talk about a salary
like
cap. Go talk to a team that don't care about spending. Go talk to them cheap teams that don't want to spend no money. They don't care how many wins they get year in and year out. Talking about, and then that's how you end up in a ditch. Somebody goes, we can hear you, right? What? We just heard you. Hey, I got a new book coming out. It's called The Quiet Things Out Loud. I'm saying the quiet thing out loud. I'm saying because some of these people don't realize these private conversations are becoming public. And you really starting to see how they feel about it. Now, Rob Manfred, in his defense, he ain't said nothing. He shouldn't say anything. Ever. Not even at Thanksgiving dinner. Shut up, granddaddy. I don't want to hear your mouth. You don't do anything. I just know that Bryce Harper is still, to me, a top 10, top 15 talent in the MLB. He is.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be in a ditch. Ha! Funny. That is hilarious. Because could you imagine if Bryce said that about Rob? He's gonna end up in a ditch. It's gonna be an investigation. It's gonna be suspensions.
He's gonna get the worst calls made against him in games. There's gonna be some shady shit going on. Yeah.
Bryce Harper
gonna already get bad calls. We already knew that. He's
gonna lose his hair product. He's gonna lose his hair product.
He's the player that's been ejected from the most games since coming into the Major League Baseball. I think he's got like 21, and the closest one to him has like I think 9 or 11 or something like that. He's been thrown out of the most games since he came here to Philadelphia. So
that's crazy.
I know we're getting close to Justin having to run around. I want to bring in one more one more topic, and then we're gonna make our little announcement on here. Yep. I don't know if you guys seen this, but last week the NBA commissioner had fined one Joel the Troll Embiid for basically comments. You know, he was critiquing these referees, and let's be honest, the NBA referees are twice as blind as Major League Baseball umpires. I mean, I literally watched a play last week where Giannis had taken like 10 steps before he jumped and put a layup in. No travel was called, no carryover, none of that. And his comment basically, you better start firing the rest for doing the lewd blocking foul gesture, since I'm not allowed to do it. That's what they fined him over. I love Joel Embiid, man. I do, because he you know, love him, like him, loathe him. He keeps it real. He keeps it real 100%, regardless of, you know, the injuries, everything else that's going on with him right now. The fact that you find him over that is utterly hilarious. Justin, your thoughts on this one, brother?
So I think it's ridiculous. I agree. I think there's some definitely officiating is. I mean, it's so tough in the NBA. The ball's moving so damn quick. I mean, it's such a fast-paced thing. I mean, I can't imagine being an NBA referee. I actually, just a little bit of a side note, I actually had a chance to meet NBA referee Joey Crawford. Do you guys know who Joey Crawford is? About a few weeks ago at an event I was at. I was talking to him for a while, and it's a tough job. That's pretty much just the vibe I got from it, that it's a difficult job. But I can't believe he got fined for it. That's ridiculous. I mean, come on, man, freedom of speech. So those are my thoughts.
I'll say this much, not just Joel. I don't know if you all see the amount of WNBA players that got fined last year for critiquing the refereeing that's going on in basketball was utterly hilarious. Ben, your thoughts on Joel the Troll Embiid giving the referees their due diligence there?
I love it. I love it because at a certain point, he knows he's going to get fined, but you got to risk it. It's bad. And you got to keep making enough noise for these refs. The refs got to know that what they do have consequences too. So if you make a bad call, how do you get reprimanded? What is your consequence? It can't just be, oh, my bad. No, you say, oh, my bad at LA Fitness. You know, my bad, man. I ain't mean to fire you that hard because, you know, we got to go to work after this. No, Joel Embiid, you talking about an MVP? Joel Embiid? Come on, man. Like, respect this man, and he knows what he's talking about. Joel, we're going to find you. You keep talking about the refs. Find me then. Are you going to find them? Do they get fined? Because the same way they report what happens with these players, hey, ref so-and-so from game so-and-so has been fined $2,000 for being awful, for not going to get his eye exam because he cannot see. I mean, because they don't like social media now. That one thing that they were looking at Giannis, I said, dude, how many steps you gonna take? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, because guess what Giannis can't do? He can't dribble. Yeah. So you know he walking. He doesn't dribble at all. So it's not. Look, refs, you're a pro ref. Act like it. Stop being so sick. Maybe if the refs came out and say, man, I don't think they should fine guys for criticizing. That's why.
Yeah. I think we talk about this before. Like, I think all referees should hold themselves to accountability. And like, listen, I don't think the league should be fining any players, regardless. We're talking NBA players, NFL players. You should be we're allowed to critique them, how good, how bad, how great they are. Then the people who are officiating the game should be able to be on that same level. That's all I'm going to say about this. I know we're getting ready to let Justin walk, but I just want to real quick get the announcement out here. Me and Justin been talking about this for a few weeks.
Yes, sir.
As starting next Monday, 6 o'clock, we're going to have a new program here on the South Florida Tribune.
Yeah.
JNS,
let's go.
Sports Stop. We're gonna have some fun. 1 hour a week, Mondays from 6 to 7.
Hey, Steve, I got us our first guest. His name's Jalen Hurts. Is that all right?
Hey, listen, let's do it.
I'm kidding.
Hey, man, welcome to the squad, man. Welcome to the squad, man.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you. I appreciate both.
Hey, hold on. And I'm happy you told me that was a joke. I was gonna be like, how the hell you got Justin?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I guess
if
I guess you could have believed it because you guys get all the big names.
It's
So.
coming.
He's always at the facility. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
I guarantee you. Hey, Justin, man, remember, man, whenever you got some time to come, and eventually he'll say yes.
Eventually. Hey, man.
You know how I know? You know how I know? Because that's what I told my wife. I said, I wore you down. And you finally said, okay. And we're married now. So, eventually.
We'll be talking some more. You'll be seeing more of Justin's face here on the South Florida Tribune. I know you're getting ready to go. Final thoughts, and we'll let you go, brother.
Final thoughts are, I think we have a big game coming up. Speaking on behalf of Eagles Nation and all the Birds fans out there, this Sunday night against the Lions. It is a big game. There's been a lot of talk. We haven't seen this team. We haven't faced this team since they've been pretty good, and we've been pretty good over these last couple of years. But that all changes Sunday night. I'm expecting a close game, but I'm expecting a victory. I'm expecting the offense to be a little bit better because it has to be. Once you hit rock bottom, you can only go up. So it has to be better. And those are my thoughts. Appreciate you guys having me on the show. Can't wait for Monday. Be in touch.
Be in touch, brother. We'll see you soon.
All right, guys. Go Birds. Peace out. See ya.
All right. Now that was Justin, and we will be seeing a lot more of Justin here on the South Florida Tribune. He does a lot of sports content. Here in the tri-state area, he goes to a lot of events. He's going to bring some unique content, unique insights. As he was just sitting there saying, he was just talking with one of the NBA referees. He does a lot of listen. That's why, listen. He's going to be a great addition here. I'm looking forward to working with him moving forward. But he's not wrong. As far as Sunday night, big matchup. This should have been the NFC title game last season. The Detroit Lions, the Philadelphia Eagles, they've been two of the best teams in the NFC. I think Sunday Night Football couldn't ask for a better stage. I know Jeremy was in the chat before he jumped on his program, sitting there saying that, it's going to be like 50 degrees, it's going to be a little bit warmer, blah, 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 blah. This is going to be a great game, but don't want to get too far ahead of myself because, man, Monday Night Football was a defensive slugfest. Everyone's talking about how terrible the offenses look. Look, if you're Vic Fangio, you're popping a cork after that game. That you couldn't have asked for a better game from your defense. When they're getting ready to score right before the end of the half, Nakobe Dean forces a fumble on Jordan Love to keep it nothing. They were almost in the red zone at that point in time. One of the things I do want to mention about that game, Lane Johnson is just a tough SOB. He gets rolled up on, carted off the field, and literally 2 quarters later, back in the game.
Yep.
Back in the game. Yep. I got to be honest. I thought he was done. I thought we Lane Johnson had blew something out. That game that was going to be the last we've seen of Lane this season. He is an enigma here in Philadelphia. One of the last guys from the Chip Kelly era, so to speak.
Yeah, he's
Lane Johnson, the epitome of tough, and then we'll finally have our question answered Sunday night. Who's better, Penei Sewell, Lane Johnson?
Oh man,
finally get our answer, Ben.
Man, and guess what? Penei, you talk about Nolan Smith, you talk about Jalen Phillips, Mr. Jalen Phillips, who just came over from the Miami Dolphins with a big time stop, to kind of seal the win. And guess what? Lane gonna tell Aiden Hutchinson, "What's up, Aiden? Man, you off injury and everything or whatever. Come see me. I know you just got your big contract. Come see me. I'm a 2-time NFL champion."
Did y'all see what between Lane and Fred Johnson that they did to Micah Parsons? He was irrelevant last week.
Yep.
Irrelevant last week.
Yep.
And not just that. I gotta ask you something. Brother. Did you catch any of that game or no?
I did. It was.
So I'm gonna ask you about this one right now. He talking about the tush puff, not football, right? So we just allowing tripping penalties like it's nothing, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
So,
Michael,
listen,
Michael, just know this, Michael. Just know this. Just know this, Michael. You are one of the best players in the NFL. You have definitely been an incredible player since you set foot in the NFL. Yeah. But Philadelphia, you know what Philadelphia does, especially Lane Johnson and company, they're going to keep you honest. If you got any flaw. See, I know that Micah thought that, yeah, man, I'm sick of Lane Johnson, so now I got to deal with Penei Sewell. No. You ain't running for me, youngin. Lane said, I will take on all comers. Tripping Saquon, come on. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Come on. Like,
listen, I seen everyone crying about the referees, and they were bad Monday night. There was a lot of stuff they missed on both ways. You know, the quarterback sneak that Green Bay ran, it was massively offside, wasn't called. Yep. When the Eagles ran the tush push the following drive, they were offsides. That wasn't called. There was a lot of stuff I felt that they let go that you know that they weren't getting right. I saw that live. I thought that was tripping when I seen it, and then I seen the replay, and it was without a doubt that was he got beat. He was getting blocked, and he put his foot out there. If Saquon doesn't trip right there, he's gone. That's a touchdown. Yep. I don't care what anyone says. I don't need to see the film. I know what that was because we already seen it. He was about to burst through that second level, and there was going to be no one else out there. Yep. We'll see what happened when it got to the fourth quarter. He got a screen pass out in the flat. What happened? He took it off for 40 yards. Next play, Devontae Smith scores the game-winning touchdown. Listen, call it evenly. I don't care if it goes. We talked about this before. We've been on the side of good ones. We've been on the side of the bad ones as far as penalties. Call it fair and evenly. You see something, you call it. And this is going to go even more into it. You know. I know we're I'm going to bounce around a little bit here, but we have to talk about this. What happened between Amon St. Brown and Darren Payne. Now, what you don't see here is Amon St. Brown 3 plays before this absolutely sucker punches Darren Payne, without a doubt. It's no question. Right in front of the referee. It absolutely should have been called. Darren's problem was this was after the touchdown Amon did the Trump shuffle and all that nonsense, right? And they're walking off the field in between plays, and he punched him square in the throat. What does he think was going to happen? This is what I'm saying. Call it evenly. Yeah, you have to call the penalty on Amon when he throws the punch him. I don't care if he's 5'4", 170 pounds. You have to call that. It doesn't matter. Darren Payne's a mammoth of a man. It doesn't matter. But we just critiqued Jalen Carter early this season for getting out of character and spitting at Dak Prescott. You're the leader of that defense. I don't care what anyone says. Darren Payne's the leader of that defense right now, right?
Yep.
Know them that you are. I mean, I get you. You got one of the best linebackers in the world behind you, and he's arguably one of the better team captains, ambassadors of the sport that we have, right? I get that. But you're one of the leaders of the defense, man. Show some restraint, man. I mean, tell him you come across the middle again, you're gonna clothesline you like he's Dick Night Train Lane or something. Like, come on, man. Like, there's better ways to handle that. Throwing a punch after the play is over is just not. Listen, control.
I mean, it's I mean, let's call it what it is. I mean, number one, it's clown stuff. You're a D tackle swinging on a receiver. Well, didn't Trent Williams swing on Richard Sherman when they played in the playoff game so many years back?
Yep.
Daron Payne, you want to know why people see the Washington Commanders as a team that don't got it, that don't have mental toughness? It's stuff like this. I mean, what do you win? You fined, suspended, and it just makes the story of Amon St. Brown grow. Dude, what did you say to him? That he was soft? What did you say? It doesn't matter what I said to him. It doesn't matter. Like, he swung on me. And you already getting embarrassed. Now you're getting thrown out. If you didn't want to play Daron, just say that. Because what does a player – now, Does our can it get heated out there? Yeah, and most definitely. But you know what make you even more heated? When you getting embarrassed, when you getting beat, because temper's gonna flare out there. We a lot of alpha male energy going on out there. But Amon St. Brown, his resume, his aura, his persona, it only grew. You think you heard him? No, you didn't. Because he finished the game. And you didn't. You know who couldn't do nothing with Amon St. Brown? That would be the Commanders DBs. They couldn't do nothing with him. So, and you know what he told you? You want to make it worse on them. It happens.
Not Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs had 3 touchdowns.
I'm just saying, Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's already at 40 touchdowns, and he's like 24 years old. He putting up crazy numbers right now, and he does it sharing snaps with Montgomery. It's not like he's a feature guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs reminds me a lot of Alvin Kamara, like the way he plays and how he plays. I mean, he can literally do it all. But yeah, the Commanders, you knew you weren't going to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Payne, you're going to be suspended the next game, and you swung on a receiver. Congratulations. In the words of DJ Khaled, congratulations, you played yourself. That's ridiculous.
Now, I know we browsed over a lot of things on Monday Night Football's Eagles game, but man, Jaden Phillips balled out, and I don't care what you say. He's already proven that he was worth that 3rd round pick, regardless if he signs here, stays here, whatever. That opening game. 8 pressures, 7 hurries, a quarterback hit, 6 tackles, 5 stops, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery. The only thing he was missing was an interception.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could ask for a better debut after being traded at the trade deadline than what Jaden Phillips just did to the Green Bay Packers Monday night. You couldn't ask for a better one. That pass rush looked pretty good Monday night.
Listen, Nolan Smith is back.
Yeah, he got his sack, right?
Jalen Phillips is proven to be. Jalen Phillips has never been a bad player who's on a bad team. You talk about Jalen Carter, talk about Jordan Davis, you talk about Nakobe Dean, right? You talk about Azeez Ojulari, you talk about Bond. This defense is not predicated on one guy, but you can't focus on one guy. That's what makes a defense incredible. You know what Jalen Carter can do at any given time. You know what Jordan Davis is doing. Nolan Smith, to me, is the X factor for this reason. Nolan is not the biggest guy, but what Nolan plays with is a freaking motor. He's always around the ball. Mm-hmm. And if he chases guys down, he running plays down from the backside, he's securing the edge on the front side, he's doing excuse me, and he'll play special teams. He's about as unselfish of a football player as you're gonna see. And Nolan says, look, if you need me to be the guy, I'll be the guy. If you need me to be one of the guys, I can be one of the guys. If you need me to create havoc and chaos, that's what I do. I'm gonna create havoc and chaos. Ask that right tackle. They be like, dude, this Nolan Smith dude. Yeah. And once again, Howie Roseman understands this. Chemistry. Give me a player that can fit into this culture, that can help this chemistry. And Jalen Phillips, for people who don't know, I mean, he's a premier pass rusher. He just was on a really, really bad team. Now I couldn't come to the Eagles. All that boy got to do is get him a big coat. That's it, because he played for UCLA. He played for UCLA. He ended up in Miami and got drafted by Miami. Now he's up there in Philly. Hey man, winning cures all stink, and now he's where he needs to be.
Listen, he said it like when he got in. He said what first thing he noticed is there's no worries in the guys' eyes. They trust in each other. That he realized he was in a different situation as soon as he walked in the building, and he was a menace Monday night. I was watching his side good portion of the night, and he was collapsing the pocket. There, when we talk about Nolan Smith's sack, he pushed him right up into Nolan. And that's how Nolan got that sack, because he had that offensive tackle practically on top of Jordan Love. Mario Mojo made the biggest play of the game. Fourth quarter, under 2 minutes to go, they going for it on fourth down. He literally called the play out, blew it up. Obviously, we've seen what Reed Blankenship and Jaden Phillips did, recovering the fumble and all that. But Mojo calling it out, blowing up the play. It's one of those things, man. Like, you could tell he was in the film room, and that's one of the things about this defense. They're prepared. They're not lazy. They work hard. They rely on one another. This is one of the reasons I said once they got the pass rush figured out, and it looks like they did. And even Brandon Graham, I think he only had like 10 snaps. He was around the ball. He had another play, getting the running back in the backfield. I think it was one of their little trick plays in the right at the beginning of the fourth quarter when they were trying to, get back in the game there. So I think they're going to be all right. We'll see what happens. Again, they got a heavyweight title fight coming Monday night. Got to continue to hold their ground, because the NFC isn't short on contenders this year. No one's talking about the Seattle Seahawks. The LA Rams are exactly who we thought they were. One tough SOB that isn't going to go anywhere. They're still 7-2. You beat the Lions here. You're going to be giving both the Bears and Packers gifts right now, but it's a tough task that the Eagles have in front of them Sunday night. And the playoff picture is man, it's just weird right now. Green Bay would be the 7th seed taking on the Seahawks. The Bears and Lions would go at each other, which is not surprising. I already said I'm not sleeping on that NFC North, and it looks like they're going to have, as of right now, 3 teams in there again. That AFC West isn't no slouch in there. It looks like you're going to get 2 out of that if the playoffs were to start today. I don't see a whole lot changing here in the NFC. I don't. I really don't. I think the 49ers on the outside looking in, but I know they're about to go back to Brock Purdy. I think that's going to be a mistake. I've already felt that Brock was
it's the money. You see, it's the money, man. It's always the money, right? We think because I gave him the money, I got to put him back in there. But I will say this about your Eagles, man, that I'm going to keep saying this. What the Eagles learned from Kansas City is, one, to learn you are the hunter and the hunted. We are going to get a team's best, right? But the most important, we don't care how it looks. Yep. If anything, with this Eagles team, dude, the reason why you don't hear that much about A.J. Brown saying that much anymore is because I guarantee you, right? They came to him and said, dude, don't be selfish, dude. Look, I get it.
Well, no, I think they just asked Sirianni about him again yesterday, obviously. They went rogue on the final play. That's not the play that was supposed to be. Run to finish the game. Jalen and AJ were just go deep. They almost got it. But I listen. I don't care what anyone said. Kevin Patullo is running this team, this offense into the ground right now. You can't tell me anything different. This guy is basically throwing darts in the middle of a tornado and hoping he gets a bullseye. I don't know what's going on. I do not blame A.J. Brown for being upset on his usage. It looks like it's the Dallas Goddard and Devontae Smith show with a little Saquon Barkley sprinkled in, and A.J. Brown's the third wheel for whatever reason. I'd be upset too. I do not blame him for being upset. I don't know if Kevin Patullo was just put there and that was Nick's guy again, and this is the result of it. I don't think AJ is 100% wrong, but having your coach go out there and say, and already sit there and say, we've sat there and talked to AJ, he's all in. To prove he's all in, we just talked about that 40-yard catch that Saquon had. Who was blocking for him down the field? Oh, that was AJ Brown. So he isn't signed out. He isn't just cashing a paycheck when he's not being involved. He's still playing, but there's no reason that he has two catches and three targets, and the bulk of his stuff came on the first drive of the game. That's I can't even put a word to that right now. It's unbelievable you would do that to a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL, who probably is one of the best man-on-man wide receivers in the NFL. I don't get it. I don't blame him, but you know, if Nick says that he's all in, I believe he's all in. I know that he was doing some Madden stream and they were asking him about it. He basically saying it's a you know what show, and it is a you know what show. Kevin Patullo is the driver of this show. Listen, I was trying to give him the benefit of that. He looked like he turned it around against the Vikings and the Giants, but coming off of a bye week on a team that you've put up almost 30 points on twice in your last 2 meetings over the last 2 years, to only to get 1 touchdown, I have a problem with that. When your wide receiver is only getting 3 targets and he's one of the best in the game, I have a problem with that. I don't blame him.
As you should, though. As you should. I mean, it's drama on every team. Let's just call it what it is. Most of the time, it doesn't get out. When it comes to the Eagles, AJ Brown's situation. AJ Brown is a very unique situation, but I think he's learning. I think a part of it, Steven, is just learning how to manage expectations, learning how to deal with being on a great team even though I'm not putting up great numbers. Because for AJ, he's saying, look, yes, I want to win, but I want to feel like I'm a part of the winning. I want to feel like I'm making a contribution. Because fantasy, where AJ's talking to fantasy owners, and he need to let them go. I guarantee they blowing his DM.
Well, that's what he said. He flat out said, he's like, y'all should just cut me. Those are his own words. But I don't blame him for that. And especially if we're talking in the concept of we're just talking about, fantasy football, he's being real, and I don't blame him for that. Listen, like I told my son before the season, I'm like, pick up Devontae because AJ ain't going to be on AJ. And a lot of times I've seen stuff where if you look at Devontae Smith's touchdown, AJ Brown was being double teamed underneath it. So that's how Devontae got that safety down off him, because he was being double teamed. But there's other times where I'm looking, I see where you could be giving AJ the ball and it's not getting thrown his way. I know there's some times where Jalen's trying to get out from under duress. I get that, but at the same time, you have to feed him. You got to feed the monster, and he is a monster. He's going to become a bigger monster if you don't get this figured out for him. He's got a $40 million cap hit if he makes it difficult this offseason. A $40 million cap hit that you cannot afford. Reed Blankenship's contract's up. Jordan Davis's contract's up. Jalen Carter's contract is going to be due. You can't afford a $40 million cap hit because you couldn't get your number 1 wide receiver the ball. You can't afford that. You have a unique window right here if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. Don't mess it up by having your offensive coordinator be Mr. Magoo.
Yeah,
that's all I can really say about that.
It's a unique situation. The main cog in this soup called the Philadelphia Eagles offense is Devonta Smith. You know what you're gonna get from him. This guy's not gonna say anything. The Slim Reaper gonna do whatever you need him to do. I just think that Coach Sirianni, Coach Sirianni does not get enough credit for keeping this thing under wraps. Like someone can say, "Do you deserve a bonus?" Because you know how it is, Steve. A lot of people couldn't keep this under wraps away from the offensive coordinator, the Jalen, the Saquon, to AJ, to Devonta Smith, to Dallas Goedert, to Dyson. I mean, Mitchie ain't even on the team no more. Mitchie is gone. He came over, didn't work out. Now he's gone. Dyson came over. Sometimes you forget he's out there. And guess what? They're winning. Go get Jalen Phillips. Go get Michael Carter. Bring back N'Kobe Dean. Bring back Nolan Smith. Touchdowns. Or no touchdowns, really. We win the game. That is probably going to be Green Bay's best defensive effort, and it wasn't enough.
The problem is they played against a better defense that night.
Yes.
That was their problem. And I do feel for Packers fans. You literally had the last 4 weeks, teams don't score 20 points. I think it was like 16, 10, 14. Like you're in the teens, right? And you're not winning these games, these close games. If I'm a Packers fan, I'm more upset about that. I mean, you're talking about Sirianni not giving his love, man. He's the best coach in the NFL right now. When we're talking, like, regardless of Super Bowls, NFC titles, we're just talking about flat out winning percentage. There ain't no one better than Nick Sirianni right now.
Sirianni is on a different level. He's on the. There's nothing against Harbaugh, nothing against Matt LaFleur, nothing against Dan Campbell, nothing against Andy Reid. When you are a defending Super Bowl winning coach, which most coaches will never know what that's like. Mike Tomlin does, but it's a long time ago. Andy Reid does, right? Sean McVay does, right? It's not going to be many. Jim Harbaugh does. What Nick Sirianni is saying, dude, I got to manage these. Dude. Like, when head coach is another name of I'm the manager. I got to manage all of this. I got to manage Jordan Davis getting us picking up, I'm picking up his contract. We talking about Jalen Carter, who's gonna be the highest paid player when he does resign. We're talking about Nolan Smith, who deserves and has earned a contract. Now it's not gonna be huge dollar for Nolan, but they're gonna be like, Nolan, he'll say, look, man, just give me an extension so I can be here. Right? Graham is back on the team. You add Phillips. You talk about this offense. You talk about Saquon, having spurs. He's not going to have the year he had in 2024. Lane Johnson leaving the field, coming back. As long as I got Howie Roseman, I'm good. Because this guy going to give me player after player after Jair Alexander, and we wishing you the best, sir. Stepped away from football. They're not going to
listen, you know what I think? He'll be back come playoff time. He'll be back come playoff time.
Yeah, he will. I mean,
listen, does it hurt right now? Of course it does. And there's a couple people I've seen some absolute nonsense post tweets, Instagram, TikToks, whatever. Shut your mouths. Shut your mouths. Y'all doing stuff for clicks right now. There ain't, you have no right to sit there and tell when somebody can take some time to get their mental health right. Especially with the mental pressures that are put on NFL football players when people be jumping their DMs talking about how trash they are and stuff like that. And they just have to eat that on the chin. We just sat there after Isaiah Rodgers, after getting torched by the Eagles. You had people in there dropping racial slurs in it. And he said, like this is only a quarter of it. A quarter of it? What the hell is going on in your DMs, brother? Like, listen, Jair will be back. But listen, fans, y'all need to temper expectations, especially when people are sitting there saying, I need to get my mental right. It's probably mental and physical. I'm not going to deny that. But listen, me and you talked about it last week. Or a few weeks ago when we were talking about Carson Wentz. When you rush yourself back, you do something to yourself, both physically and mentally. I think being that he is not 100% having to be relied on, and he could take this time to get himself right. Be careful when he comes back, because you might have that player that we've seen back in Green Bay. You might have him here. So give it some time. Yeah, it sucks that we ain't going to have him in. This is another tough stretch that the Eagles are going to have to go through. having Detroit come here, having to go to Dallas, having to go see the Packers or go see the Bears, still have to go see the Chargers. It's a tough stretch. We could very well go 1-3 in this next stretch. That's a real possibility. But having him come December, just like everyone was upset when we sat all the starters and Saquon didn't break the record, but what happened came playoff time, right? Oh, they all balled out, right? Okay, that's all that matters. Yeah, that's all that matters. And I know we were even hard on Jair when he made the move to go to Baltimore, that his best ability is availability. But at that time, we didn't know he was dealing with mental health stuff as well as the physical aspect of it. That's just as so he'll be back though.
Yeah, just know this, Steven. I know you appreciate this. You have been a lifelong Philadelphia Eagles fan. You've seen so many players, so many teams, so many coaches, so many moments, movies made about the team, all kind of stuff. This is what you call good problems if you are a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Why? Because there are teams that are having these type of problems that don't win anything, that don't do any. The drama that goes on with the Eagles goes on with other teams, except they don't win. They're not gonna win. They're not doing it. So when people go on, the Eagles sound like they got some problems. Most great teams got problems, but now, they know how to manage them. They know how to manage them. They don't. Problems on great teams don't become distractions. They problems. They don't become distractions. Bad teams got problems that no one cares about, that no one really cares, and they're a distraction. Well, what do you mean, Ben? Like the Giants. They got problems. They are distractions. And now they want to fill that void with Bill Belichick and John Gruden. What the? It's like
that's their fan base. That's what their fan base is putting on them. I'm not even going to put that on the actual, the Giants ownership. That's what you see on what I showed you earlier in the show. That was from the Giants fan base. That's who they're hoping on. And good God, y'all setting yourself up for some real mental failures. And speaking of mental failure, did you see what came out last week with the poison pill thing?
No.
So when the trade came down, right, that the Cowboys traded Micah Parsons, right, that both the Packers and the Cowboys put in what they call a poison pill on the deal, that if for both players, right, that they couldn't be traded back into the division, that the Cowboys put it in writing that, let's say, a year or two from now there's a problem and Mike is going to be dealt, that if he's dealt back into the NFC East, particularly to the Philadelphia Eagles, that the Green Bay Packers would have to give up a 2028 first-round draft pick. So the Packers did in suit that if Kenny Clark becomes available, if he's dealt back to the Bears, the Lions, the Vikings, that the Cowboys would have to forfeit a 2028 pick. Like, who does that? Who does that?
Is that Jerry Jones? Is that his final shot to Michael Parsons? Number one, Steve, once again, you want to know why sports is so intriguing? It's so many things come through this door. It's supposed to be just football, games, players, coaches, wins, losses, schemes, teams. Poison.
A poison pill. When I read it, I'm like,
number one. If you are Michael Parsons, right before he signed, he goes, "Now, Mike, before you do that, what? They put a clause in your contract about what? I ain't never got caught smoking weed or PEDs. No, the poison thing. What? Jerry Jones. It's like, what? And guess what? I guarantee they had to agree. We will not go through with this trade unless it's clause. This was holding it up.
Here's the thing: if you think that would stop Howie Roseman? He'd be like, "Listen, we'll give you an extra first round." Just he gets that done, but right now, what I'm seeing from Micah Parsons, keep him. I don't want him. And it's not like I don't just listen. I was all in for it. Let's try to bring Micah back to Philadelphia. being that he's a Penn State alum, he's got some connections here to the Philadelphia area, and as he's been talking the last few years, it kind of feels like he's mad that he wasn't a part of this organization. But his production on the field versus what his paycheck says, I'm not signing up for that, especially when you're going to have to give up multiple first-round draft picks to get him and still pay him his exorbitant contract. Love him to death. Glad he got his bag. Hope you guys do well in Green Bay, just not against us.
These stories. I mean, see, I can only imagine you doing research and this stuff pop up and you go.
When I read poison pill, I'm like, huh? What is a poison pill? Then I read it that not only that Dallas had did this, but Green Bay was like, okay, well, we're gonna do it too. You can't trade Kenny Clark.
And it's like yeah, you're looking for $1 What? Man, these front offices are petty. Like Jerry Jones is petty as they get, but it's negotiation. The art of the negotiation is for two people to sit at the negotiating table. For neither party is going to get everything they want. We both can live with what we got. Like we can agree on these terms. You didn't get everything you want. We didn't get everything we want. We met the demands. Put the poison pill clause in the This is the hill you're dying on. Yeah. All right. Well, done. But we're gonna do it back to y'all. Why? Because y'all doing it that. What are we? We're not crazy. What is a poison pill? What? Like, what are we doing? I mean, think about this. They're like this. They're on the phone like this.
We got Eddie Prater in the chat room, and he had mentioned something earlier, which is I didn't touch on it when we were talking about potential Giant head coaches and changes. And there's a reason why I didn't touch the comment, because we were going to address that later on in the show, which is one of our topics, because they were sitting there, well, Lincoln Riley and I hear Lane Kiffin and all this other stuff. Well, first off, Lincoln Riley ain't going nowhere. He made it very well and clear that this year that he sacrificed a lot to come to the University of Southern California, and that he is not going anywhere. He is where he needs to be. So anyone having Lincoln Riley thoughts might want to check that at the door, because he says he is not going anywhere. Unfortunately, again, Marvin's not here to kind of go back and forth with us on this. But what do you think about Lincoln Riley saying his roots are firmly planted out there in California?
I respect it. I think Lincoln Riley learned a very valuable lesson with how everything transpired at Oklahoma. It was okay. For those who don't know about Lincoln Riley, when Lincoln Riley got hired as the Oklahoma head coach, right? Coach Bob Stoops was the head coach, and Bob Stoops was getting ready to retire. But they did not tell that recruiting class that he was going to retire. They got the recruiting class in, solidified it. Then Bob Stoops retired, and Lincoln Riley became the head coach. Now, this is the same Lincoln Riley that also coached, he coached Baker Mayfield. He coached Kyler Murray. Both back-to-back number one overall picks, back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners. He also Coach Spencer Rattler, then he moved on to Caleb Williams, then he went to SC. The SC situation was ugly. It was not pretty. He took the money and ran, and it was business for him, but it was nonsense when you talk about the Oklahoma players. So these SC, now, if you are the SC faithful, if you are the SC general manager, GM, or the athletic director, president, you're saying, I know you ain't finna do this, dude. All this stuff we gave you, we bought both of your houses in Norman, Oklahoma for $500,000 apiece. That's $1 million. We gave you and your wife and your children 24-hour access to a private jet. 24 hours on top of the money that we gave you. So Lincoln Riley is saying, hey, look, man, I'm good. Like, there aren't many coaching jobs in the NFL that is better than SC. Not the ones that's going to come up for. I don't want to go to the Giants.
And this is why I'm sitting there saying that John Gruden ain't going back to the NFL when everything's said and done. He's going to college. Listen, he's already won Super Bowl. He loves teaching the game of football on multiple different fronts. I think he would be better served to be at one of these big programs where, listen, he's the king of the hill, so to speak. He would probably if he would this lawsuit comes and goes, and John puts it out there that he would want to go to college football, he would make a ridiculous amount and be able to get whatever he wanted from whatever university he deemed to be on his wish list. He would make. We've been making fun of these buyouts and everything recently. He would make some of those numbers look puny. Let's be honest. John Gruden's name holds a lot more weight than I think people realize. So,
yeah, oh no, it holds a lot. No, it holds weight. The problem is, we got to be able to know when people are past their prime. And John Gruden can appreciate the potential money, but he ain't hurting for money. And he's like I said, it's finna get ugly. I know people talk about files and stuff coming out, and I'm not gonna say what files people looking forward to coming out, but the files about to come out in the NFL with these emails. Dan Snyder, the old owner of the then Washington Redskins, that became the Washington football team, that settled on the Commanders. What the hell is a Commander? Anyway, that's coming out, but. When it comes to these situations, Steven, when it comes to a guy like Lincoln Riley, these head coaches, they just move from one place to the next. It's like connect the dots. He fired over here, he come over there. He fired over here, he come over here. But my thing is, sometimes the coach is letting you know how they are. Lincoln Riley is a really, really good coach, not great. Being what is a great coach? You can win it all. You can win championships, right? Lincoln Riley, he's a great quarterback.
What's up, Bo?
What's up, Bo? And so I'm happy that he came out and said it, because SC would have been like, dude, really, dude? Like, you're going to do this to us? All that we done did for you? Look, when you leave Oklahoma and you go to SC, and we call it SC. To you USC people, we're talking about the Gamecocks in Columbia. No, SC is SC. That's the one. That's the Trojans. And then you got USC in Columbia. I respect I respect the fact that Lincoln Riley is trying to show the one thing in college that doesn't really exist, and that's loyalty. It doesn't really exist.
Yeah, right. It does not exist in college football. They bounce around more than Super Bowl stuck in a small room. Now, I didn't put this on the topic list, but I definitely gotta mention it. Former Eagle and current Denver Bronco Alex Singleton is going to be not playing at all the rest of the season. One of his general checkups after being with the team found that he has a form of testicular cancer, and our thoughts go out to him. Obviously played some time here in Philadelphia. Now spent a few years out there in Denver. Don't want to see anyone go through this. Obviously, as the program started, we were definitely showing love to one of our hosts, Marvin, as one of his family members is going through breast cancer. So again, guys, get your pills checked. It don't matter how old you are, how strong you are, how big you are. You got to get the stuff taken care of before it becomes a serious problem. We lost. As we were talking about, we lost Mangold because of a rare kidney disease. We've lost too many people over the last few years because of simple stuff. As we were talking Brian Brayman earlier this year. We've lost too many guys because, just not getting your basic checkups done. Thankfully, Alex it was a current player, and just something came back on his blood work they had to check out, and boom, he has testicular cancer. So thoughts are going out to him. Hopefully, quick procedures, speedy recovery, and we can see him back out here at some point in time next season.
Absolutely. I think you said it all, Steven. I think the thing about these cancer diagnoses and the things, early detection is the key. Making sure you go into your treatments is the key. Making sure you have support, man. Make sure your support system is rock solid, because you're going to need it. Not just from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint. And sometimes being a cancer, getting a cancer diagnosis is not a death sentence. It's just a life change sentence. And being able to become advocates for cancer, cancer sucks 100%, like awful. But it happens. It's a real part of life for a lot of people. It affects both the ones who have got the diagnosis and those family members who have to be there for the person who's been diagnosed. But early detection is the key. Praying for that man, and just hoping that he's able to beat it. Because to ring that bell, I know they ring the bell. That's the significance of beating cancer.
Yep.
Is what I hope he does. And I know he's going to take it serious, and I know the Denver Broncos are going to take it serious for him as well to make sure he's getting all the treatments. And I hope he's able to beat it.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely can second that one. Eddie had a question for you.
No.
Would you believe John Gruden be a better fit at Florida or Penn State if he took a college job? Go ahead.
I would say that I think if it was going to be a better fit, Eddie, I think he'll be a better fit at Penn State. You know why? Because I don't think the expectations at Penn State is the same ones as that of Florida. And this is why I say that. Penn State is a big brand. Penn State is a team that has big-time postseason aspirations. Haven't seen it in a while. Haven't seen it, in a long time. Florida is a different monster. Florida's always going to be nationally relevant because they're the University of Florida. They are the biggest brand in the state of Florida, so they're always going to be nationally relevant. Florida wants to get back to the days of Urban Meyer, the days of Steve Spurrier. They want to be able to be a perennial powerhouse in the SEC, to go to SEC championship games, to compete for national championships, to be in the college football playoff. I don't think John Gruden can do any of those things at Florida at all. Will he be great for ratings? Yes. Will he be great for clicks? Yes. Will he be great for college football in Florida? No. What makes you think John Gruden would be good in college football? Nothing does. He has a recruit. He's definitely a spokesman. Like, he's gonna be able to go out there and get woo people, but you got to win. And the last time we saw John Gruden in the NFL, he had signed a $100 million contract to be the head coach of the then Oakland Raiders. Then they became Las Vegas Raiders. And that same team got rid of him. And now he's trying to get his money back. Now he works for Barstools. I don't think he's going to be a good fit for either one, but if he had to pick, I would pick Penn State over Florida any day.
Yeah, I agree with you. Obviously you're the expert here on the South Florida Tribune for your Florida Gators, but I think Penn State probably would be the better option here for him, just because they haven't had that sustained winning. They haven't had those championship type games. As Ben said, they say to win it in Philly is a special thing, right? Winning it in Penn State would be it would be feather in John Gruden's cap. It would.
And to make a quick public service announcement, that Twitter, that X handle right there that says @BenTroupe84, I got hacked. I don't know why I got hacked. I don't know why somebody would hack me, but my new. I just
seen that. I was about to ask you when we got off of air. I just seen you.
Yeah, man. I just switched it to. I am Ben Troupe. I mean, I just did something simple. I mean, I don't know who I think I am. I don't think I'm anybody. My wife definitely don't think I'm nobody. But I don't. It's crazy. I got hacked, and I don't. Somebody logged into another account that had my name on it that wasn't mine, and it ends up messing up the Ben Troupe 84. So now I had to get another. I'm like, dude, I have enough to deal. Excuse me, I have enough to deal with than to be worried about X-Files or whatever. But I am Ben Troupe is like the new X handle. And I said, I made a joke. I said, I'm sorry I had to do this, but let's get back to the 1 million followers. I did not have 1 million followers. Well, but I'm saying I will. But yeah, if you see me adding you, I'm trying to remember who I had. So Steven, I think I've already added you. I mean, I got to add some more people, but yes, that's what I have to do on my Wednesday, outside of taking my dog to the vet.
Well, listen, I'm waiting for the countdown. Mom's gonna be home in a little bit. I got my ear chewed off for being on here. I'm like, listen, we're still waiting for Mom to get here. So, but speaking of did you see and stuff like that? Did you see Peyton and Kelsey this week?
No.
The commercial? You didn't see the commercial? Oh my God! So they were doing a commercial where Kelsey is wearing Peyton's uniform. Peyton's wearing Kelsey's uniform, and they were going to run the tush push. Kelsey was going to teach them how to run the tush push. This is pure comedy. And Jason goes to get on the line to do what a normal quarterback does, puts his hand under the center's butt to get the thing, and Peyton jumps up. Referee calls false start on the offense. The best part about it, especially if you were here in Philadelphia, the Temple Owls, the actual players of the Temple Owls were filled out the rest of the offensive and defensive positions to run this tush push. So they were actually able to be a part of this, have some time.
Is anybody having more fun right now than Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, and Jason Kelsey? Because the transition away from football is supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be, oh my God.
They're making it look easy.
Well, oh yeah, I mean Peyton Manning doing the Peyton commercial, like this is painting Manning. But he also has his production company, Omaha production company, whatever he had. But
yeah, that's who produced this commercial.
I am happy for those guys. Jason Kelsey is a man of the people. Like he just is. He's like a famous regular dude. Like he's married, he got children. He got a very, very famous brother. And Travis is famous more because of Taylor. Not taking nothing away from what Travis does. But you know how many people go, did you know that Taylor Swift fiance plays football? His name is Travis. Like, yeah. Like Travis get to know what paparazzi is and all kind of stuff. But no, man, I'm happy for Peyton. I'm happy for Eli. I'm happy for Jason. I think being able to do things, because when you've given so much to football, you want to be able to still be around the game, but kind of dictate your own terms. Yeah, you still kind of like work for someone technically, but you're being yourself. When you see Jason and Travis on their podcast, they having fun. When you see Peyton and Eli breaking down games on Monday night with a celebrity guest, they're having fun. When you see Peyton doing the commercials, I ain't mad at him, man. More power to him. Yes, Peyton definitely has more personality than Eli. That ain't hard. But yeah.
And Eli does have some funny commercials. I'm not going to take that away from him. But we're talking about the post-career transition that's going to lead me into one of our last topics this afternoon is, I don't know if you've seen this, but former wide receiver Lavernius Coles is now officially a sheriff in the Jacksonville police force. He just passed his exams and all that. He's officially down there in Florida. He is a sheriff. Could you imagine being some idiot criminal trying to run from him?
I mean, look, I will say this. Shout out to Lavernius Coles. I'm happy for him because football takes you away from what you ultimately want to do and supposed to do. I think what you want to do and what you're supposed to be doing should either be the same thing or very, very close. Lavernius Coles seems to be a person that loves his community and wants to help protect this community, wants to protect and serve it. And all Lavernius Coles is waiting on is somebody to try him, just try to beat him on foot. All right, run. He can't wait. He can't wait to show off. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be trying to chase people on foot all the time.
No.
Well, shout out to Lavernius Coles, man. I'm proud of him. He's doing what's in his heart to do. And I think sometimes, Shaq is a sheriff. Now, he says he's going to, before he would take on the full role, he's going to make sure he's not doing TNT and all this other stuff he's doing.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Shout out to all those guys. I mean, I can't remember which one was like a CIA agent or something, like Peanut Tillman or one of those guys. It's these former NFL players are very, very intriguing people. They're politicians, the teachers, obviously they're mentors, podcasts, and so content creators. Now we police officers. I mean, if he pull you over, you a Florida State fan, you go, oh, you a Jets fan, you go, oh, shoot. Lavernius Coles. Yeah, license and registration, please. What? License and registration. I ain't giving you nothing. No, but congratulations to Lavernius. Yeah. I think I think to be able to have a career in law enforcement, it's got to be something that you have a passion for protecting and serving, and hopefully it goes well for him.
Yep, and speaking of which, getting closer to our goal there. Obviously, as we went on last week, I think we were 168 away, 168K away from a million views on the YouTube. We are now 114K away from a million views on YouTube. And again, for people who don't know, when we hit that, we got a big giveaway plan. We got Ben's signed book. We got other signed photos and whatnot. I got signed cards over here. We're gonna put together a nice little package for our supporters. So people who don't know, again, make sure you're checking Ben's book out, Uncommon Unfinished, showing him some love there as well, and continue to watch our growing platform. Obviously, we just announced the J&S Philly Sports Stop. We're going to be announcing a new program on Fridays with Ben Troupe, with Marvin Pale, that is going to be directed towards NCAA athletics, regardless of what they want to go over. If they want to talk football, if they want to talk basketball, whatever college sports they want to talk about, it is going to be on the plate. We'll be officially announcing that over the next few weeks. Again, we're having a lot of fun here on the South Florida Tribune. Our interview with Ricky Waters just aired Monday night. That's live on the channel. So everyone who hasn't checked that out, me and Ben had some fun with Ricky while he was on with us over the summer. And other than that, listen, we're gonna continue to have fun here on the South Florida Tribune. We're gonna continue to grow. As I said, within 114K of a million views. When I got here in May, we only had 64K views on the YouTube channel. I think what I'm doing, what the channel itself doing, what Scott Candy, our other hosts and contributors are doing are directly a result of that. I don't think it's on me or it's on Ben or anything like that. I think everyone's enjoying the topics that we're talking about, the content that we're bringing, and it shows there in the views there on YouTube. So we're going to continue to grow. Obviously, we just brought Justin Fiorillio into the fold as well. Kind of helped me out with the Philadelphia sports content. We're going to continue to grow. Obviously, Ben's the Florida, our resident Florida Gator, but he's also our unofficial Atlanta fan here. What I mean? He's going to be he's going to be giving his thoughts on stuff that's going down there in Atlanta. So we're going to be doing a lot more stuff over the next year as we continue to grow this thing. Hopefully to do some public events where we can all get together and fans can interact, things of that nature. Maybe find a college game that not just Ben can make it to, but Marvin, Scott, Candy, all of us, where we can really engage with our listeners, our supporters, the way we want to as well, bringing you guys some fun stuff. So other than that, listen, hold on, folks. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like. Again, got some more combat sports interviews that I'm going to be doing on Sundays and Monday evenings on the professional pupil with Scott. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff, both football and everything in between as we continue to grow and expand. Ben, any final thoughts before we wrap this one up, bro?
Man, I know we started the show talking about mental health. We're talking about losing a young man, Marshawn, to mental. Look, make sure you hug and love on your loved ones, but make sure you tell them, man. And as grown men, let's make sure we call each other and say, man, are you all right? Three things: are you all right? Are you okay? Do you need anything? Because as men, we hold it all in, and we don't got to do that. And I just appreciate this show every week, Steven, just being able to come over here and get what's on my mind off my mind. Thank you, God, for another opportunity to be able to talk trash on these airways. My mom said, thank God that you got things like this for people like myself and yourself to be able to come over here. But look, like I said with the fans in the end, you come over here for the nonsense, you come over here for the nuance, but you stay here because it makes sense. And just keep listening. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, man. Keep listening to us. We're going to keep having fun. And like I said, if you are an Eagles fan, you got real football teams. If you root for the Falcons or the teams like the Falcons or the Titans.
Yeah, I didn't get to that because I felt it was going to be a little more bruising because I forgot that, we were talking about Jonathan Taylor a few weeks ago here, and he absolutely torched your Falcons in overtime
Yes.
overseas last week. I don't care what any quarterback is doing the rest of the season. The pace that Jonathan Taylor is on right now, he is going. If he is not the MVP, then we need to throw it away. We need to throw it away. I thought it was bad last year when Josh Allen got it over Saquon Barkley. That I might have some personal bias into this. I'm really going to say this year, if a quarterback wins it over JT this year, throw it away. Throw it away. There's no need for it no more.
You said it. I mean, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to go to the most valuable player, not the player who. We understand how valuable quarterbacks are, but some of these stats are inflated. I see what Caleb Williams was doing. He's not a highly trophy candidate. Drake May gonna make it difficult, right? Yeah, he's gonna make it difficult. Daniel Jones, he's gonna get comeback player of the year, not player of the year. That's gonna go to Jonathan Taylor. We'll see what happens, man. Jonathan Taylor is on a tear right now. Yes, Eddie. Not only do he deserve it, he's earning it. And if he play my Falcons every game, he'll have 3,500 yards rushing, 50 touchdowns. He just scored another touchdown. 244 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, even the game winner in
that's his fourth game that he has 3 touchdowns in. That is ridiculous. LT better be shaking in his boots right now because I think his record's going to fall this year. I think that touchdown record's going to definitely fall. We were talking about the rushing record. The touchdown record might fall too.
Yeah, it might. LaDainian Thomas was like, "Hey, dude, what you doing? Hey, man, just letting y'all know I'm one of them ones too." And he been the man since he came out of Wisconsin. So shout out to JT. Wish it didn't have to happen against my Falcons, but that's what I do. We make great players look even greater. We make good players look great, and we make bad players look good. That's what the Falcons do.
And poor Brian Daboll. I think what really did him in is it was using Jackson Dart as a running back last week and got him a concussion was kind of what ran him out of town. I still feel like he's a scapegoat for Joe Schoen. I'll stand on that hill. I don't think Brian Daboll was the greatest head coach, but I don't think he was the one that should have run it. If anything, they both should have been removed at the same time. That's just me, but I'm currently rooting for Antonio Pierce to be hired as the Giant coach. We said it last week. I'll reiterate it again this week. That's my thoughts on that. Again, as we already touched about, check on your brothers. Make sure they're good. Make sure you guys are going to the doctors regularly, getting yourself checked out mentally, physically, mind, body. You got to take care of all of it. Other than that, another fun one here on the South Florida Tribune. Today was just me and Ben. We had a little Justin thrown in there. Had to get him on the air so we can announce our show on Monday nights. Again, make sure you're checking out Ben's new handle. Make sure you get that verification check as well, brother. So,
oh yeah, they. I'm gonna just try to go through all the right steps. I was like, okay.
So, other than that, I'm Steve. He's Ben. This is another episode of The Fan, and then we will see you guys shortly. Peace out, my friends.